One, what's up with y'all, man? It's your man Bird, so gas not gas, you with me? And we back with another video. Right here, we here with the Ultimate Madness round 2, the semifinals. Here for Swamp versus RUM NITTY. Now, when you first said them two names, you already know who people had winning. They thought RUM NITTY was going to sweep the floor with Swamp. But Swamp not really bad. He got a resume. It's just that people got him losing to a lot of people that he battled. But Swamp, he like true for a little bit. Like, he can't clean it up. Like, he always stumbling or he choking. Like, if he clean it up, he'll be a problem. And in this battle, he showed that he a problem against one of the top tier, the Alien, one of the best battle rappers in battle rap history. Fuck right now, battle rap history. But yeah, we about to go over this to see what happened in this battle. Round 1 started off with Swamp. He started off with, you know why it's hard to write for little motherfuckers like you? He said, how hard is it to write for you and sell drugs? He said, I missed 2 different meetings with better plugs. Fiends catching me without my skill, giving them extra crumbs. That was fire, bruh. See, Swamp, a lot of people say Swamp don't punch, but he don't need to punch, bruh. He talked that real street shit, and he said it in such a way where you like, oh my god, that was fire. The setup, all that was crazy, bruh. You won the last tournament. That's why this revolve around you. RUM had a bar. He was like, he is Ultimate Madness. So he just switched that up, and that was a fire way to flip that bar. You won the last tournament. That's why this revolve around you. Crazy, bruh. Just another little motherfucker with a lot of mouth. Charleston White, fire. Bring it down one story. When I up the ladder, that was crazy. Baby chucked in the cut of that C-section, fire. Never homesick, we don't miss where we come from. He said, me and my niggas never homesick, we don't miss where we come from. I felt that. I didn't go nowhere, I'm still here, but I fucking felt, when I leave from DC, I felt that shit, man. Let's keep that shit moving, Mo. He called that nigga a coont nook and say he pushing P. I ain't get the bar, but they reacted. You with me? This Remy Ma and this Chrome 23, that was fucking fire, bruh. AK hold 100 rounds, split 75 like him and Geechee winning. Crazy. He said, I won't respect your cribbing until you park in front of Walmart and don't get told. That was fire and hilarious. That was a funny ass bot. That was fire though. He said he turned insane to a retarded nigga. That was cool. And then he ended his round with Alien, got the big head, even though he just a regular American dad. Oh my goodness, that was fire, bro. American dad bars is fire. But yeah, that was round 1, bro. He had a fire ass first round. It was pretty clean. Got through it, bro. That was fire. So we gonna start off this NITTY first round. Yeah. Mark Payne, no, I'm not clean paper. The way he said it, that was crazy. Till I hear a click every time, like Mr. Telephone, man. That was cool. They didn't react to it for real. I thought it was fire. It was cool. Bruh, nobody caught this, bruh. I know nobody caught it because I didn't catch it until the second watch, bruh. He said the last couple of goons he had to see, I'm a marsh and swamp. Bruh, what? A couple lagoon, sea, marsh and swamp. Bruh, NITTY is different, bruh. That's why, bruh, NITTY is different, bruh. NITTY is just different, bruh. Last couple lagoons he had to see in a Martian swamp. He had to see I'm a Martian swamp. That was crazy, bruh. I had to repeat that. I realized what the fuck he said. I repeat that shit like 10 times, bruh. I rewind that shit like 10 times, bruh. That was fire, bruh. And nobody caught it. They didn't even react, bruh. That was fire, bruh. Throw body where it can't be found. I heard a splash. I heard a different creek. Cause he said Swamp in a battle. Swamp said he can know where nigga at by the creeks in the floor. And he said I heard a different creek. That was crazy. Leave him in the streets deceased. In other words, for Page, it's a sheet. That was fire. Stomp all on you. If one stitch can't fix the split I made for the pair of times, they gonna have to double sew you. Double sew you. That was crazy, bruh. The way he said that, you know how he set up his punches and his delivery crazy, bruh. Might want a backup page, start hacking shit. That was crazy, you know, bruh. Instagram hacking shit going crazy nowadays, bruh. Don't click no links, Slim. Don't click no links, Slim. I'm telling you. I'll smack you so hard if the machine leave a print. It's just the facts I sent. That was crazy. They gonna be cleaning out your wound with saline. That's salt water. Swamp got a dose of his own medicine. Nobody reacted. I thought that was crazy, bruh. I thought that shit was crazy. Nobody reacted. That shit was crazy, bruh. Ripple go down the middle of Swamp. Look like the Loch Ness lurking. That was crazy. We seen Bay versus Swamp. Clear difference. Bay and Swamp. Clear difference. That shit was crazy. What else we got? Get a lap dance on the house. Free twerk. That was crazy. Free twerk, man. Free twerk. But the bar was crazy, bruh. Get a lap dance on the house. Free twerk. That was creative, man. Fire. And a good way to throw that shit in there. Free twerk, bruh. That one time you posted up, I thought you were a real page. That was crazy. He said, you from Carolina, you should know when I'm speaking Geechee. That was cool. Nitty had a cool round, but Swamp did too much, bruh. Swamp just did too much. I had Swamp in the first. Swamp went crazy, bruh. Like, this probably the best Swamp we've seen, ever, bruh. No funny, ever, bruh. That was, you know. So I gave a first round to Swamp. Alright, so we top of the second on Swamp. He started off, the alien be sitting on bars like E.T. riding till I knock him off that fucking bike. Crazy, bruh. Basically flipping RUM Nitty slogan, what they say about Nitty. Crazy, bruh. Swamp don't even need bars, unicycle. That go back to what I said, bruh. They said Swamp don't need bars because his conviction, bruh, and the way he say shit is just crazy alone, bruh. He said they say Swamp don't even need bars, unicycle, crazy. I won't be amazed till I see you punch a bullet, crazy. I worked in the automotive department. I can show you how to retire a nigga. That was fucking crazy, bruh. Flipping RUM Nitty workplace life. That was fire though, bruh. These biscuits and toys going on layaway. You holding that. That was fire. If you cross me, you getting put on the cross. Nailed it. Crazy. Delivery was crazy on that bar. Baby boy watching me in the room with his mom, Melvin. That was a funny little bar. The way he performed it was funny as shit. The setup was funny as shit. Then he choked. Swamp just need to clear. If he just clear that shit up, man. But he choked. But he ended up getting it back eventually, bruh. He started. I think choke. He came out with the bar. Classic movie, Alien versus Predator. That was cool. That was cool. It would have been way more fire if he didn't lose momentum. But it was still cool. Met with Anthony Randolph. Don't tell me I can't knock off a hustle. That was fire. Even she won't be able to change the expression on your face. That was cool. Don't have to flip RUM. It's how you set up the bar. That was fire. Chrome keep clicking on web like I'm internet browsing. That was fire. And that's how he ended the second. So this is a very beatable round, especially with the choke. This is a very beatable round. So we're gonna see how RUM Nitty coming out. So bottom of the second on Nitty. Before I up the Big K and boom, Paige is passing out. Back to that Audi Boom versus Big K. He was snitching and shit. That's fucked up. Got caught on paperwork. That was fucked up. Crazy. He exposed the shit out of that man, Slim. But he said before I up the Big K and boom, Paige is passing out. That was crazy. Stick and move on Swamp like a kayak paddle. That was fire, bruh. Bruh, Nitty will come out with some bars you will never hear, bruh. Like, ever. Not even close, bruh. That's why when people be like, niggas be recycling bars, you never hear that from Nitty. Because his punches be so creative, bruh. Like, they one of a kind, fool. Of no dick around shit. Yep. This is clearly overpage, laminated, fire. Really rolled up and smoked some on the Bible like I'm Jack Boy. That was fire. Jack Boy smoked the Bible page. That was fire. Shooting my shot in the middle of Marion Like I object, that was fire. Stick Page up at the door, they notice, cool. Strong arm the rolling in the ropes like Javante Davis, that was fire. And Javante Davis is most definitely strong arm that man, that was fire. To the point I'm locked in, Chinese finger trap. To the point I'm locked in, Chinese finger trap. That shit was crazy, bro. Oh, that shit was fire, bro. And then he ended the round with spray page with the K2 like prison spice. That shit was fire. I never been to prison or nothing like that, but I know what the fuck he meant. And that shit was crazy. So I'm giving a second the Nitty. No funny. If Swamp didn't choke, I would have gave a second to Swamp. But Nitty got that. Most definitely got that. So it's 1-1 going into the third. It's on Swamp. I should have called out. He said something about I should have called out sick. That was cool. Molasses, sugar cane, just a bunch of sweet shit when you break down RUM. Fire. I ain't ran from shit because I ain't had nobody to go to. That was fire. When Geechee and RUM came with coffee in it, he said some, I forgot what he said, but it was cool. The setup was crazy. You got to set up for that. That shit was crazy. Then he said deuce bullet by his ears, same size as an AirPod. Crazy. If the Crip try to act unstable, he gonna see biscuits. If he try to act unstable, he gonna see biscuits. That shit was crazy, bruh. The 30 is so special. I let my mama meet her. All that back to back was crazy. That shit was a run rocker, bruh. Real life, a run rocker, bruh. The shell spread 2 feet apart like morning piss. That shit was creative and fire as shit, bruh. Punching RUM, I started taking shots. Y'all got me fucked up. That was fire. It was a RUM shaking, and it was a great way to end your third round, bruh. All together, it was a good third round. He got through it clean. He didn't choke this round, which he needed, bruh, because he already choked last round. If he would have choked this round, it would have been over, bruh. So good, strong round. Nitty needs to come out and beat this round. We gonna see. It's a beatable round. But we gotta see if Nitty gonna beat the round. It was a fire round though. Oh, let me go back now. And here we go, round 3 on Nitty. You hear me? He said, I'm from the top. He said, from the top I dropped. Looked like Navy SEAL training. That was cool. He said, full page up. Because that's what you gotta do when the table wobbles. Some shit like that. That shit was crazy how he set it up. I ain't gonna hold you. It was crazy. Real name on it. I put real name on a milk carton like I was living with a roommate. That was crazy. That's one of the creative. You never hear nobody say that, bro. But it's fire. Put my real name on a milk carton like I'm living with a roommate, and probably put your name on all the other shit because you know how that shit go. That shit was fire, bro. Yeah. He said I let off the K and somebody sprayed. First he started off. He said I hate your accent. He started talking like he said I hate your accent. He said I let off a K and somebody sprayed. He said I hate that accent. That shit was crazy fire, bro. That shit was fire. Foundation was weak. Shit don't work no more. That was cool. Bad boy clothes for Sean John clothes. Bad boys clothes. Bad boy clothes. That was fire. Point blank like I ain't even scored yet. He said shot up close point blank range. No, he said shot up close point blank like I ain't even scored yet. That was fire. He said send that check. Then that bitch draws dropped. No, hold up. Let me get it right. Because this shit was fire. Let me get it right. He said send that check. Then that bitch draw down right. After cash paid. Whenever this coot came from, they about to escort you back, Page. Oh my God. This bitch draw down as soon as the cash paid. Wherever you came from, they send you back, Page. That was fire, bruh. He said bring sticks out and pull like a mask and a snorkel. A creative ass bar. It hit somewhat. It was cool. I got what you were saying though. It was cool. Shoot Page with the can like I ain't got shit to do at work. When you shooting bad, you hear me? I used to do this so I can, you hear me? Ball up some random ass paper, get the shooting in the trash can. It's a slow day at work. You don't know how that shit go, man. That was fire, bruh. Bone out with the kicks of Murray shoes, fire. We turn niggas in the op pack. I see weed when I look at Swamp. See weed, that was fire. And then ended this round off with if I shoot a piece off Page, it ain't a spitball. That was cool. So Nitty had a cool round. But with that cool round, I don't think he did enough to beat Swamp Fire round, bro. So when it to the round 3, when it come to round 3, I gave that round to Swamp. So I got Swamp 2-1 in the first and third. It could have been a 3-0 if he didn't choke. And that's crazy that I gotta think about this shit, man. Swamp almost 3-0 Rum Nitty, bruh. Swamp is a problem, and we already see what the problem with him right now is. He gotta be clean. He would have 3-0'd him if he didn't choke. He got it back, but it wasn't enough to, you hear me, to win the round. But bruh, crazy battle, fire battle. Congratulations to Swamp. He deserved a win against a top tier opponent like Rum Nitty. That's crazy to do. So yeah, we going on. I don't know who battled next round. I don't know who battled who. I still don't know what happened with Head Ice and JC. JC probably died, bro. No funny. JT probably died. I ain't even gonna hold you. But yeah, that's the end of the video. That was the Ultimate Madness semifinals. You hear me? If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, comment who you had winning, and what was your best bar of the battle. You hear me? It's Birdo, so gas, not gas, and I'm a